Trolley problem. So you're standing by a railway track, and suddenly a runaway trolley barrels down the rails. In the distance, you see 5 people tied to the track, helpless, unaware that a catastrophe is about to hit them. But wait, there's a lever right next to you. If you pull it, the trolley will divert onto another track, where only one person is tied up. Now you've got a choice. Do nothing, and let the 5 people die, or pull the lever and sacrifice that one person to save the group. It's a classic dilemma, and there's no easy answer. But ask yourself, how would you feel in that split second? Could you live with the guilt of taking a life, even if it means saving more? In case you decided to pull the lever, imagine if that one person was your family member or someone you cared about. Would you still pull the lever? The lifeboat. You're in the middle of the ocean. The ship you were on has sunk, and now you're stranded in a lifeboat with a group of people, all of whom are desperately clinging to life. But here's the twist. The boat can't hold everyone. If you don't make some tough choices, the entire boat will sink, and everyone will drown. So here's the dilemma. Who do you save and who do you leave behind? It's a decision no one ever wants to face, but in this situation there's no escape. It's do or die. Did you think that if the person who should go overboard is you? Maybe you're fit, healthy, and could potentially survive in the water for a while longer than others. Heinz' dilemma. A man named Heinz is facing the most heart-wrenching situation of his life. His wife is gravely ill and desperately needs a life-saving drug. But here's the catch. The drug is too expensive for Heinz to afford. The local pharmacist is charging an outrageous price, and no matter how hard Heinz tries, he simply can't gather enough money. Now Heinz is left with an impossible decision. Should he break into the pharmacy and steal the drug to save his wife's life? What if you were Heinz? Could you tell yourself, I won't steal, even if it means I lose someone I love? The fat man. So you're standing on a footbridge overlooking the tracks where a runaway trolley is about to crash into 5 unsuspecting workers. You don't have a lever to pull this time. No easy diversion. Instead, there's a large man standing next to you. If you push him off the bridge, his body will stop the trolley, but he will die in the process. If you do nothing, the trolley will keep going and kill 5 people. But if you push him, you could save those 5, though you'd be directly responsible for his death. So, would you push him? Euthanasia. Someone you care deeply about is suffering from a terminal illness. The doctors have tried everything, but their condition is only getting worse. They're in constant pain, and there's no hope for recovery. One day they come to you and say, I can't take this anymore. Please help me end my life. Now you're faced with one of the most agonizing moral questions of all. Should you help them die? The truth-telling. You've discovered that your best friend's partner is cheating on them. You have proof, and you know it's going to devastate your friend. They're happy, in love, and planning a future together. But the truth would shatter everything. So now you're faced with the ultimate moral dilemma. Do you tell the truth and hurt your friend, or stay silent and protect their happiness? Let's say that you don't tell the truth. What if they find out later and realize that you knew all along? Could they ever forgive you for withholding something so crucial? Being honest might hurt them now, but it might save them from greater pain down the line. Better a hard truth than a comfortable lie, right? The whistleblower. You work for a major corporation or government agency. Over the years, you've climbed the ranks, built strong relationships, and established a career you're proud of. But one day, you discover something deeply unethical. Maybe it's financial fraud, illegal activity, or harm being done to innocent people. Your first instinct is to expose it, but you know the consequences could be devastating. This is the whistleblower dilemma. Do you stay silent to protect your career and livelihood? Or do you speak out, knowing it could destroy your life? Cheating to succeed. Let's face it, the pressure to succeed in today's world is overwhelming. Whether you're a student facing exams, an employee chasing a promotion, or an athlete competing for the gold, there's often temptation to cut corners. Maybe it's just a glance at your friend's test paper, fudging your work hours, or bending the rules in a game. It's cheating. But what if everyone else is doing it? What if that small shortcut is the only thing standing between you and success? This is the core of the cheating to succeed dilemma. Can you justify bending or breaking the rules if it helps you get ahead? Is winning really worth it if you had to cheat to get there? Well, being brutally honest, the reason why people cheat is simple. It works. Parenting dilemma. Perhaps one of the most controversial and debated of all these decisions is the parenting dilemma. When it comes to raising children, is it better to use tough love, or should parents focus on gentle nurturing? Think of it like this. A parent who practices tough love won't swoop in to save their child from every mistake. If their child forgets to do their homework, the child has to face the consequences. It's a hard lesson, but one that builds resilience and accountability. Tough love can also mean pushing kids to their full potential, not letting them quit when things get difficult. After all, real life isn't easy, and kids need to be prepared for that reality. But here's the question. At what point does tough love become too tough? In gentle nurturing, the emphasis is on emotional intelligence. Parents strive to help children understand their feelings, work through their emotions, and develop empathy for others. Mistakes aren't punished but are treated as learning opportunities. If a child misbehaves, the focus is on understanding the root cause of the behavior rather than imposing strict punishment. However, this raises its own set of questions. Can gentle nurturing become too permissive? What happens when kids don't face enough challenges or consequences? If children are never pushed to do things they don't want to, how will they learn to cope with discomfort or failure? Friendship versus justice. Let's say that your best friend, someone who has been by your side through thick and thin, has done something seriously wrong. It could be something illegal, unethical, or just plain harmful. Now you're stuck in a gut-wrenching situation. Do you stand by your friend and protect them out of loyalty, or do you step forward, risking everything to uphold justice? This is the essence of the friendship versus justice dilemma. It pits two fundamental human values, loyalty to those we care about and commitment to what's right, against each other. It's a dilemma that forces us to confront the question, what matters more, our relationships or our morals? Free speech versus harm. What happens when free speech causes harm? Should speech be unrestricted, even if it leads to violence, discrimination, or emotional trauma? Or should there be limits to protect individuals and society from the damage words can cause? In an age where people can broadcast their thoughts to millions with a single tweet or post, the line between freedom of expression and protecting others from harm is becoming increasingly blurred, and it leaves us grappling with tough questions. When does free speech cross the line? How much harm is too much? And who gets to decide what speech should be restricted? Wealth versus happiness. We've all heard the saying, money can't buy happiness, but let's be honest. Most of us would love to test that theory. After all, wealth brings access to luxurious experiences, financial security, and the freedom to live life on our own terms. But here's the real question. Is wealth the key to happiness, or is the pursuit of it a trap that leaves us always wanting more? Well, the answer is maybe. Money will buy happiness that comes from comfort, luxury, new cars and shiny stuff. In reality, we get used to the things we once thought would bring us joy. The thrill of luxury and extravagance wears off, and we find ourselves needing more to feel the same level of excitement. It's a never-ending cycle. No matter how much wealth we accumulate, our happiness tends to return to where it was before.